All right, so I mentioned this, before too. In my mind, I mean, there are two main ways that I create a course. These are not the only two ways to create a course, but these are my two ways to create a course. Method one is I start with concepts. I cluster concepts, and I try to group concepts to 20-minute chunks, right? To things where I can teach that in 20 minutes, and I try to challenge myself. Right? Things that could be, it's like, yeah, I think this is a 30 minutes or a 40-minute thing, but if I teach it this way, so I change some of the text and I try, highlight some of the important stuff, and I maybe time cap it and say, hey, only spend up to 5 minutes reading about this article and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I try to cap it around 20 minutes. And remember, this is not 20 minutes for them to fully internalize the concept. It's 20 minutes before they jump to the next assignment. Once they jump to the next assignment, they will have to probably come back and reread, maybe rewatch some videos, and that's fine. That doesn't count in that 20 minutes. That 20 minutes is time they need before they jump to the next assignment, right? So anyway, I tried to cluster concepts and I group concepts. I'm like, okay, I think I can teach that in 20 minutes. Okay, and then I come up with assignments, series of assignments. Again, sometimes having too many assignments, that's counterproductive, especially if they're just doing the same thing over and over again. Why have them waste time, right? So I lay out the assignment and then say, okay, now then let me teach this concept and then teach concept and then do an assignment here and then do an assignment here, right? Remember how I'm talking about the assignment landscape? I tweak it, I look at it. I also look at the heart graph and see how would the students feel. Oh, do you know what? I need a video where I'm addressing the emotional needs of the students here. I need an overview video. Let me take the overview video as an opportunity to teach them why I'm teaching them this, what they're going to learn, why I'm teaching it that way, why this is important, right? Instead of just how. Overview video almost always plays such an important role. Very simple, a 3 to 5 minute video. Sometimes it could be a little bit bigger, but that goes a long way addressing the emotional needs. And that could really boost the students' happiness level just by seeing your face, you explaining things, explaining why they're doing things, why you're intentionally not introducing certain concepts until later. You may take time to explain it, or if they've already gone through your course multiple times, they may have that trust already. They know with your course, you always introduce the must-to-knows first, must-to-know assignments, and then you introduce the nice-to-knows, and then you may mention some of the no need-to-know concepts and explain why those weren't taught, just so that if they were asked those during interview, they know how to answer. Okay, so that's number one. Method two is you work backward. You come up with assignments. So method two works, especially if you know that technology well. Well, come up with a bunch of assignments, that are different, difficulty level assignments where it's leveraging different concepts that along the must-know concepts. And then work backward and then say, okay, well, I want to, structure assignments this way. Those are very valid, valid ways of doing things. I also below the video provide a sample outline. So this is a real set course outline for TDD and continuous integration course. So I try this, and I'm still learning. I'm experimenting on new ways to create curriculum. So with my internal employees at Village 88, for topics that I know about, but I just don't have time to create a course yet because I'm so busy with other tasks. And I do want to create a course eventually. What I have done is create a course outline like this. So I say, okay, part one, I want you to learn TDD, test-driven development. Okay, I want you to be able to spend 1 hour and then answer these questions. Okay, now spend more, no more than 2 hours and learn about these topics, and then do these assignments, and then learn about this, do these assignments, and then learn about this, and then do these assignments. Now part two, continuous integration. Learn about this concept, spend no more than X hours, and then do these assignments. So notice how even without actually creating the full content and where I'm teaching the concept, even by laying out what concepts I want them to learn, and by putting a time cap, I can actually basically create an assignment landscape with a 1 or 2 page. So, let's say I schedule the live class and it starts in 2 weeks. I did everything I could to create a course, but I just got so busy with other tasks. At the very least, couldn't I create a course outline like this that you'll see below the video and have people do that? You're going to get very valuable feedback on whether the assignment landscape was done correctly. You may discover some really nice videos or links, and you can add that and say, hey, like, learn about these concepts. This is a good resource you can use to learn that concept. Here's another resource. So anyway, you can do this so that you can get feedback, and then based on what you have learned, right, then you can then create videos and create text based so that they don't go to the outside resource too often. So sometimes I like to send people to outside resource, but hey, if I'm sending people to outside resource all the time and they're not learning anything from my course, think about the filling graph. How would they feel about your course? I mean, if you're sending everyone to the same course, outside course, all the time, why shouldn't they just be taking that course? If you're sending people, yeah, so you got to be teaching things through your course too, right? It may just, depending on the company, maybe you're okay teaching 90% of the stuff and 10% of the teaching could be done by outside resource. Maybe that's fine. Maybe it's 80-20. Maybe it needs to be 100-0. I don't know. That depends. Typically for me, I'm comfortable 80-20. But anything less than 80% teaching were not done through the platform, I think there's something wrong. 80% or more of the learning should be done through the course. Otherwise, there's no reason for that course to exist. So I think that's the proper ratio, but that would be the very max, very minimum, 80%. I always say, to my curriculum team, 90% is kind of probably ideal. 90% of the time people are spending on the platform, and 10% of the time reading outside resource that you reference. Okay. So anyway, hopefully that course outline kind of serves as some good data points for you on how you can go about, creating courses and so forth.